So what's good everybody, and welcome back to another Warzone video. We're here in Season 1 Reloaded, or the mid-season update, and there have been quite a few changes to the weapons in this game, whether that's a nerf or a buff. And in this video specifically, we're going to be focusing on the close range engagements with SMGs, and I'm going to be giving you the top 3 best SMGs and their class setups in Warzone Season 1 Reloaded, or the mid-season update. Now, I'm purposely not going to be including the well gun in this video for multiple reasons. First of all, I actually don't have it unlocked myself, and I know a lot of other people don't as well. I'm not including it for that reason. I will probably have a follow-up video in about a week or so where I include that within the list and talk about that gun and kind of how it feels against the other SMGs. So coming in at the number 3 spot, I'm going to be placing the Modern Warfare MP5. Now the reason it's at the 3rd spot on this list is because it is still a very solid go-to viable option within this current meta. I feel like for as long as the Modern Warfare MP5 is in Warzone, it's going to be a viable option in some way, and I still feel that's the case with the gun right now. Now moving on to the MW MP5 class setup, we're going to be rocking the monolithic suppressor, as well as Merc foregrip, the 45 round mags, 5 MW laser, and the F-Tac collapsible stock. It is a pretty basic class, but this is pretty much what everyone ran. Maybe you switched around the barrel and the muzzle, but for solos specifically, I think this is a perfect class setup. And that is going to be the number 3 spot for this list. So coming in at the number 2 spot, a weapon you're pretty much all going to be familiar with, and that is the OTS-9, a Cold War SMG veteran meta weapon. You know, this is just like a top SMG. It's been a go-to for a while, and it still stands to this day in the current meta for Warzone Pacific / Vanguard Warzone, whatever you want to call it. For whatever mode you want to play, whether that's solos, trios, duos, quads, it will serve you in any of those modes. And despite this gun having multiple nerfs, it just hasn't been knocked down, and I don't think it ever will be. Now as for the class setup, we're going to be rocking the GRU suppressor, as well as the Task Force barrel, the VDV 40 round fast mag, as well as Tiger Team Spotlight, and the KGB skeletal stock. You absolutely do not need to run an underbarrel with this. The OTS has such an easy to control basic recoil pattern, and I've never felt like you need to have an underbarrel, even though I've rocked it, you know, in the past. But this is most definitely the best setup for the OTS, and that is the number 2 spot on this list. So coming in at the number 1 spot, the SMG I personally think is the most reliable, the most viable, the easiest weapon to use, no matter what skill level you have, no matter how experienced of a player you are. This is the SMG that you want to be using for any type of mode in any close range situation. So I'm going to be placing the MP40. Now I do have a slight bit of bias to this because the MP40 is personally one of my favorite SMGs in Call of Duty of all time. Not only that, I genuinely do think it is the best SMG in the game. Now as for the class setup for the MP40, we're going to be rocking the F8 stabilizer, as well as the Krosnik 317-04B barrel, Carver foregrip, the Gorenko 45 round fast mags that increase your fire rate, as well as incendiary or hollow point, depending on what you prefer. Like that's, you know, that can definitely be swapped out for either or, as well as the grooved grip, the quick perk, the steady perk, the padded stock, as well as the ISO 2 optic. Now there are so many different class setups that you can build for the MP40 depending on how you want to use it, and this setup specifically is for the lowest recoil, the most accuracy, everything like that. So if you want to be a bit more stealthy, you could switch out the F8 stabilizer for one of the suppressors, whichever one you prefer. And some things can be switched around, but this class setup specifically is for the best accuracy, lowest recoil, everything like that, and that pretty much means it's going to be the easiest to use. And that right there, ladies and gentlemen, is my top 3 pick for what I think are the best SMGs in the current Warzone Pacific / Vanguard Warzone meta. So if you've made it to this point in the video, you want to see the honorable mention SMG and class setup, and it's going to be a weapon that I think is highly underrated and I haven't seen many people doing videos on or talking about, and that is going to be the Type 100. Now the Type 100 is a gun that I've recently made a video on, and I built this class setup around the max damage for this SMG, and it's just going to be the best class you can get for close range engagements because it will deal the most damage. And the class setup for this is going to be Mercury silencer, as well as the 374mm barrel, the 1930 strife angled underbarrel, Kerr's 48 round drums, hollow point, as well as fabric or grooved grip, whichever one you prefer. I like those two the most, as well as the vital perk, quick perk, as well as the skeletal stock and the NIDAR model 47 optic. And the craziest thing about this gun is that it's one of the only SMGs I know of that has the vital perk, and basically that means you can have 3 attachments, or a perk and 2 attachments that increase this weapon's damage in some way. So vital increases torso damage, hollow point increases limb damage, and the Kerr's 48 round drums increase the overall damage of this gun. And of course, you can then go and use the recoil booster, which I haven't got unlocked, that increases the fire rate. So you've got 3 things that contribute to the damage of the gun, and then an attachment that increases the fire rate on top of that. So this is a really underrated diamond in the rough in the Vanguard Warzone meta, and I definitely think you should give this a go. Maybe switch around a couple of attachments depending on what you prefer. For the 3 main attachments, I'd say it's the recoil booster, the Kurz 48 round drums, hollow point, and the vital perk. So that is going to wrap up my top 3 best SMGs and their class setups with an honorable mention in Warzone's current meta. If you guys want to see more videos like this and other content on the channel, class setups, gameplays, all that type of stuff, consider dropping a sub down below with post notifications on, and leave a like on the video as well. I would really appreciate that. So thank you so much for watching. We'll catch you all next one. Have a great day, everybody, and I'm out.